Alright folks, welcome back to Koh Samui and Happy New Year to you all. Hope you got a great one. This week we're going to take a walk around my local town of Lamai here in Koh Samui and show you what it's like in this early stage of high season. You can see the rain's finally stopped. High season has begun. Thailand's actually packed. Alright, we're going to start and finish at the same place. At the entrance here of Lamai Beach. Walk up through the streets and then back down along the beach. Alright, let's go. Now there is something significant about this particular video, to see if you can spot what the noteworthy thing is, what is the revelation about this particular walk. Have a watch and near the end I'll tell you why this particular walk was noteworthy. So we've just left the entrance of the Lamai Beach there. You can see they're doing massages here, although no one's manning it today. And then there's this little path here up around the back that takes you away from the beach and up round onto the main beach road in Lamai. The dog has been loving it since the tourists got back, because there's bits of food and that all over the street. And I just cannot get the weight off her. She's walking with quite a big limp today, which is always there, but it's sometimes not as bad. Today is a bad one. But like I say, been on a diet for months, but have cut down her food, but she is getting older, I guess, but she ain't losing that weight. And she has got some nose on her for food. Hot day. Did not check on Google before I left, but it feels like at least 30 to me. Just gonna get my phone out, have a look. Says 29. Alright, come here a minute. Hey, come here. Put this on. Put this on. Good girl. Wait. Alright, go on then. So as you can see, I have sped up certain sections of the video because this was like a 45-minute walk, and I would argue that the beach portion of the walk is the more beautiful part. These exchange rates, I'm just going past one at the minute. Horrific at the minute. Should be close to 37, they're barely giving 35. And that was a vegan restaurant we went past on the left there called Annie's. And as we come into this area, you can see it's all business after business and lots of hotels down this end. Another vegan place on the right there, Pure. And then there's loads of them around Thailand in the touristy areas. The vegetarian restaurant on the left as well, actually. So if you saw the last video I put up on the channel, which I'll put on the top right of your screen now in case you didn't, you may recognise that this is the exact street I drove down when we were looking, trying to find all the different shops and count them up that were selling weed. And I've noticed a couple more since that video went up, by the way. Go on, left. Go on, go on, go on. So if I remember rightly, the edit slows down now, so I can show you these Girly bars on the right. So at night time, these are sort of the old-fashioned Thai lady bars that you would have seen in movies and what have you. So they're at least making a bit of effort there. Might be something going on tonight. Lady boxing every Saturday at 10, that's a new sign. They used to do that. It was on every weekend, but obviously since COVID it hasn't been, so that's just restarted. It's so hot that I think a lot of people right now are just laying low. It looks really quiet, doesn't it? Like there's no one about, no tourists. but I think it's just so hot that everyone's either at the beach or in their hotel rooms. Now, on the right, the Shamrock Irish Pub, that's been closed since COVID. But this week, for the first time, I saw people in there doing a bit of work, and they've repainted the greenness outside. They took the Shamrock Irish Pub sign down just for like 24 hours, and it's back up. So I'm guessing when it reopens, it's reopening as an Irish pub again. So let's watch that space. It's closed last year for Paddy's Day, might be open next year for Paddy's Day. This one opposite, called Kelly's Tavern, is also an Irish owned bar. And across here, Uncle Dom's Ice Cream, also Irish owned. So there you go, a little bit of local knowledge for you there. So we're going to take a left here now and head down to the beach, where I'm expecting it to be considerably busier than it has been on the street. Go on then, you're free. Go on. So when we get down here now, you'll see she's just all about seeing what tourists have dropped. Sandy crumbs on the beach, she doesn't mind. So this is one of the public entrances to Lamai Beach, which looks like it might be quite clean today. Hit and miss, Lamai Beach. Sometimes it's very, very nice, and sometimes, you know, you wouldn't want to be on it. Looking like it's on the nicer end of things, just from this tiny little glimpse that I can see. Now, come on dog, come on. Got to keep an eye on her. Alright. Now we should see quite a lot more people. Come on dog, let's go. Go on, go on. Go on. Come on. There is quite a lot of people down there. So rather than speed up any of the beach, I'm just showing you select cuts of the walk in the correct order, so they are sequential. So has anyone had a guess what the revelation might be at the end of the video? There's not too many clues. Right, so let's talk a little bit about the dog's limp, because I have mentioned it before, but I do get questions about it, and she's in this video a lot, so I'm guessing someone's going to say it in the comment section. So basically, for the first 4 years of her life, she walked completely normal, and then she got, I forget the proper name for it, but it was basically tick paralysis. A tick had obviously bitten her at some point, it infected her, and we went for a walk. Her back legs were a bit weak. Later, an hour or two later, basically, she couldn't walk at all, completely paralysed, and her front legs and her neck and her head were fine, but from her shoulders down, let's say, weren't working. Although, strangely enough, her personality was the same. She seemed just as happy as ever. It didn't seem to bother her.
There's your ball.
She even ate her breakfast before we went to the vet.
There's your ball.
So when we got to the vet, we did blood tests, and they gave us antibiotics, and they said in about 2 weeks she'd be walking completely normally. 2 weeks turned into 2 months of antibiotics, and she was still walking with that limp, which led to more blood tests and stuff, and it wasn't that anymore, and we basically have never been able to get to the bottom of it. We've done x-rays, and when I was locked out of the country during COVID, my mother actually drove her all the way from Samui to Hua Hin, about an 11-hour journey, so that she could see the apparently best specialist in the country, and he said it was some sort of spinal condition and that there was no operation that could be performed. but running isn't good for her. Swimming is okay, so we just walk and we throw the ball into the water so that she can still exercise and still get excited and still get to chase the ball like every other dog likes to, but without having too much impact on her spine, and so that's why she walks with a limp. Now, every now and then a stranger will feel compelled to tell me how the sea's a little bit too rough for her, but she has swam in much rougher than this. When she was young, she used to swim in the Atlantic Ocean. She lived in Ireland for 2 years, and on the occasions when I think that the sea is too rough and I don't bring the ball, she almost always still runs in and jumps into the waves anyway. Good girl, go on. So as I say, a nice day down here on the beach today in Lamai. I would say Lamai might struggle to get into the top 5 beaches on the island. But on a nice day like this, I think Lamai probably is inside the top 5. But there are days when it's really quite rough down here and the sea's very brown. And we get a lot of debris certain times of year. I mean, you come down here, there's tables, chairs. So, I mean, we get all sorts washed up here. When I first came, it was quite annoying and I was down with bags, but I think after you've been here for a while, you sort of accept that that is the way for a couple of months a year, and there's not much point in cleaning it because it'll just be back again the next day. You need to wait until the stormy season ends and then give it a good clean, and it is quite clean at the moment, it's got to be said. Alright, we're almost at the end of this walk now. Did anyone manage to figure out what was so special about this walk? There weren't too many clues. The guy at about 11.5 minutes was probably your best chance of figuring it out. Or when I say this. Merry Christmas, folks. Yeah, that was Christmas Day when I was walking around there, so what you saw, that is what it's like in Lamai, Koh Samui on Christmas Day. Not so Christmassy, eh? I live here and even I was expecting it to be a bit more Christmassy than that. There was a girl with a headband on at one point and there was a guy with a sort of Santa hat, and that was it. So if you spotted that and figured it out, well done. You have a very keen eye. Now that you know it was nearly Christmas, I can talk a little bit about the build-up. This video should be going up on the 6th of January, which is just about the cut-off point, I think, for mentioning Christmas. So let's get it out of the way right now. Alright, so let's have a quick look at what Chaweng looks like right now. Chaweng Beach, that is. About to park a good bit down the road because there is no parking here as you head down. Coming into the main entrance besides seeing Beach Club. This is what I consider the main entrance, so let's see what awaits us. So it's Wednesday, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's pretty busy. Not mobbed, but pretty busy. Setting up for Christmas here down in Lamai, on Lamai Beach. It is the 23rd today. This is all getting set up now, the last few days. A lot of shops only just putting up their decorations and that in the last couple of days as well. Things are left quite late in Thailand sometimes for Christmas. Obviously Bangkok and that would have done it a long time ago. A lot of these decorations were here all year. It said Happy New Year down here all year. Pretty cab. And now I think yesterday and today it's just like a normal sort of market and bit of a shindig sort of thing. So we might come down tonight and see what's happening. Depends how late it starts. I'm a bit of a boring bastard. So this is where I went for dinner that evening, and this is probably the most Christmassy part of all of Samui. Although just up the road here at the Chaweng Lake, I did like this Christmas tree made from empty Chang beer bottles. Alright, it's 10 o'clock at night now, and it is looking a bit Christmassier down here and a bit busier too. A few people wearing red socks like me, not too many people got the old red hat on. Let's see what's going on here. Music down on the beach, let's go check it out. So this is where we were earlier today. During the day obviously it didn't feel Christmassy at all, but the temperature's dropped 4 or 5 degrees now. Still in probably the mid-20s. And now that it's dark and they've got the lights on, it does feel a little bit more Christmassy. There was sort of famous, I've never heard of them, but I think they're famous in Thailand, band here on the 23rd. And they did a gig down here. There was all security and police and that. Couldn't come down this road unless you had a ticket on that night. They were playing until at least 2:30 in the morning, because that's when I sort of passed out. They were still playing then. So we're going to get into the Thai music area now, so I'll stop talking. Let's have a look what's going on down here. Christmas evening, that is, not Christmas Eve. The night of Christmas, 10 PM. Press that subscribe button, like the video, and take care of yourself. Happy New Year again. Enjoy your week.
Hãy subscribe cho kênh Ghiền Mì Gõ để không bỏ lỡ